What is happening, guys? Mike here, welcome back to the channel. Today we are kicking off an entire week of new releases. All this week we'll be taking a look at new products that have recently dropped or will be dropping soon. It should be a fun week of videos, and to kick things off we're taking a look at the new release from Arcadian, their styling pomade, and we're starting right now. Alright, so today, like I just said, we got the new pomade from Arcadian to look at today. This is really a brand that I've always thought was really on the forefront of product development and design. Their stuff, at least to me, has always been more in common with lab-made goods than homebrew products, which is really cool to me because everything is still made by hand by my good friend Eric Dale in Tennessee. In chatting with Eric a little bit about this new product, he told me that his goal for the product was to make a pomade that was as easy to use as their famous Arcadian clay, but with obviously different characteristics like some shine, easy application, and styling. The big question is, did they succeed in this goal? Well, we're gonna find out today, starting with a closer look at the product. Here we go. Coming across my desk today is the newest product from Arcadian. Having made the clay that people compare to everything from Suavecito to sledgehammers, it goes without saying that I was extremely interested to see what they would do with this latest release. According to Arcadian, their newest release, the Styling Pomade, is a lightweight, high-hold styling cream with moderate shine. It's also said to scoop and apply like warm butter while offering a resilient hold that restyles with just a comb or your hands. Another thing that's interesting about this pomade is instead of being water-based, it's technically aloe-based, as the main ingredient is aloe leaf juice, an ingredient that's excellent for the hair and scalp. This product also sells for $16.95 US and comes in a 4-ounce glass jar. Looking inside the jar, we can see that at least one thing is correct, and that's the consistency of the product. This scoop and breakdown is as creamy as it gets. Getting it into my hand here, I can also report that it has somewhat of a whipped feeling, like it's light and fluffy almost. It's also surprisingly not very sticky or tacky at all. Now to style with it. For starters, we're going to be testing this out in clean, dry hair. The thing I found with this pomade is that it's really not very sticky, so I have to add enough to my hair to get it to do what I want. And as I add in each scoop, which I'm using 3 by the way, I found that there is a big sense of control really present in my hair. It was kind of an odd feeling of having the hair nice and stuck together, but not sticky. This feeling allowed for the comb and even a brush or hair pick to shape and mold my hair and do so with quite a bit of ease. It also has a bit of a dampening effect on the hair as well, which contributes quite a bit as well to that ease of styling. And with that, we have the final style for the dry hair test. Now lately you guys have been really pushing me to add damp hair demos to each product I review, and I've always said I'm happy to do it when it makes sense. So I did film up a damp hair demo, so let's run through that real quick. I started with clean towel dried hair here, and to be fair, I added in the same amount of scoops as I did with the dry demo, which again was 3 scoops, and really what I noticed here that was different than using it on dry hair was it's quite a bit slicker, obviously because the hair's damp. And 2, there's actually a slight loss of both hold and volume. I will say though that I was able to get a pretty slick style out of it though. Now when I say there was a loss in hold, I mean a very slight loss. It really wasn't much at all, but I almost wonder if I lost a little hold due to some of the product reacting with the tiny amount of moisture residing within my hair. I'm thinking about this because this product seriously washes out better than most products I've reviewed this year. It really does come out that easy, and it's pretty nice actually, but it does make me wonder a little bit about styling with damp hair. Like I said, the loss of hold was minimal, but it does make me wonder a little bit about that. I also saw a little bit less volume in the damp style than I did with the dry style, but I kind of feel like that also has something to do with the fact that the product is not very sticky, and it doesn't quite have the ability to allow the hair to build that height and sculpted volume. Now I will get back to that when we discuss my thoughts on the hold strength, but real quick, I do need to show you guys the endurance test for the dry hair demo. I did the standard 8 hours as usual, and again, this was the dry hair demo. At the 4-hour mark, I didn't see much of a difference really, which was good with me, no problem there. At the 8-hour mark, I did start to see some hold begin to leave the style and a little bit of deflation going on there. But I also found at this stage the hair responded really well to a comb and actually could be reset and refreshed without adding any more product. Really, I'd say that the endurance test went pretty well, being as the style lasted around that 8-hour mark and then was able to be restyled to keep going without adding any more product. Now, we've already gone over the washout, which again was pretty awesome. The scent on the product for me though really was not bad. It's kind of half and half for me. It's not extremely strong, although I could smell it a lot in my hair, and it's certainly not too light. I kind of got a bit of a vapor rubby, mentholy type vibe from it, but there's other notes going on in there too, so again, it's kind of along the lines of just okay for me. I didn't quite love it, didn't quite hate it, it was kind of in the middle for me. The consistency though on this product is very unique compared to other pomades of this type. Like I said earlier, it's extremely light, and to me it feels kind of like it's been whipped or mixed really well in the production process, but I have no actual idea if it has or not. It's just the craziest thing though. It's thick and feels, you know, nice and thick in the jar when you first touch it, but then you start to scoop it out and break it down, it goes creamy and lightweight, and it has a very specific consistency, and it kind of drove me nuts for a few days trying to figure out what I've seen that has a similar consistency to this. I started thinking of things like shaving cream and marshmallow fluff, and beyond that, when you have a product stash like I do, sometimes it's hard to remember every single product when you're trying to think of things to compare it to. But then it came to me. It reminds me a lot of this guy right here, the Master Brand Crew Comb. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about here, go back into my videos and find my review on this brand and of this product specifically, and you'll get all the info on it. The consistency is actually pretty close, even though this one's pink. Really, it's got a very similar consistency to the Arcadian pomade here. It's a little bit whipped, it's very light, but the major difference here though is the Crew Comb for sure has more hold than this product. That's the biggest difference that's really going on between these two. That being said though, the Arcadian pomade actually styles a lot better than the Crew Comb. It's actually a lot better to use in the hair, and the styles produced I think is top notch compared to that one with this one. Now real quick, let's talk about that hold. This is a highly debated topic because now in the community we have so many terms to define hold. We got light, medium, heavy, strong, high hold. There's all these names for it, but really no standard as to what means what. I do think everyone has a different opinion as to what medium or strong or heavy means, but I think everyone can agree high hold means high hold, meaning it has significant hold and somewhat of a large presence of that hold. A lot of it really is common sense. You know, light hold is light holding in the hair, and you know, where it starts to get blended is through that strong and heavy and even sometimes medium. It's kind of a fine line that sometimes gets blended. But after using this, I just can't say that I get the high hold or anything that I would identify reasonably as high hold. During my test, I really just feel that this has about a medium hold, or at least in my hair it does. I don't doubt some of you might have a different experience, and that's why I always encourage you guys to make up your own conclusions on the product. But for me and my hair type, I do feel like it leaned towards more of the medium hold spectrum. That being said, for me, I think that's really my only criticism with the product, that it didn't fulfill that full high hold that was printed on the label. I think that's really the only thing I found during my testing that I would present as a negative for me anyway. But again, take a look at what I've presented here and decide for yourself if you want to check it out or not. If you do decide you want to check it out, links will be in the description along with a coupon code to save you a little money on your jar. I do also have an open invitation from Arcadian to go behind the brew with them, and I'm really hoping soon I can afford to finance that trip and get that made, because really, how awesome would that be? I'm super pumped for that personally. In the meantime though, you guys can do your part by subscribing to the channel, watching the videos, and sharing them with your friends. That's a huge help to me. Don't forget to also hit that like button for me and drop me a comment down below. That really helps a lot as well. But that is it though for today. I'll be back to you guys again in another couple of days with another new release, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks again for stopping by the channel today and checking out this video. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.